I love the internet. Thursday, Kale asked the question, are we too dependent on the internet? And she mentioned that this is something that I kind of have a stake in answering, so here's my answer. To have this conversation, I think we have to start with what the internet used to be and what it is now. I started getting online when I was about 11 years old, and at that time, it was the geekiest thing you could possibly do. But now, because there are celebrities who have Twitter and marketers have realized that they can reach a huge number of people through the internet, and they've got things like Hulu that are bringing mainstream television and movies online, it's not really so geeky to be online anymore, which is a little bit disturbing to people like me who grew up knowing that if you were going to be on the internet, you needed to have an alias and you needed to not be yourself. It's not like that anymore. We've got all these social networking sites that are encouraging you to be you. So to people like me, that's terrifying. Because I'd been told over and over and over, the people on the internet will kill you! And, I mean, that's not true. The people on the internet are mostly people exactly like me. But now it's not just people like me who are nerdy people who like to read a lot and stay indoors. It's also people who carry an iPhone in their pocket and go drinking and then tweet about how drunk they are. And that's okay. The internet has changed. The world has changed. And it's pretty cool to have a simulated relationship with a celebrity, just because you're following them using the same social networking site that you use to follow your best friend. Mainstreaming the internet the way it has been means that it's accessible to more people, and it's not those same nerds who would sit for hours in a library if there wasn't the internet. It's everyone. So instead of people saying, I will study hard and learn all about that, they say, I'll look it up later on the internet. Which is fine. I think that's what the internet's for. The internet is for increasing knowledge, not just social networking. However, if we're all saying, I'll just go look it up on the internet later, what happens if people stop putting the content on the internet? What happens to Wikipedia when it's only the idiots who are editing the entries and not people who actually know what the heck they're talking about? Given the amount of time I actually spend on the internet, I probably am too dependent on it, but I don't really think that's a bad thing, the time anyway. The bad thing is if I stop contributing, if I stop thinking. With the mainstreaming of the internet, I'm a little afraid that we're going to become consumers of knowledge the way we are consumers of product. And there's no one out there selling knowledge. It's not exactly marketable to put things for knowledge's sake on the internet. So what happens if we stop contributing to the internet? If we're all just looking up stuff? If the internet is only Facebook and MySpace and Twitter, I'm not sure that it's worth anything anymore. This is a pretty big topic for a 4-minute vlog, especially when it's a one-sided conversation. So I'm going to be asking you to leave your comments below. Kale also asked for comments to her video, link in the sidebar. And I hope we can continue this discussion about the internet and its future and what it is now. Also, I'd like to note, I don't hate social networking. It's just a really good example of how the internet has become mainstreamed. We've made it around to another writing week. Next week, we're going to take a step back from the technical side of writing and talk about our favorite genres, both to write and to read. So I hope you guys will contribute to this discussion because we'd like to hear about your favorite genres too.